Hi, my name is Adrienne Wanamaker from Brush and Trowel, and this is Sean Burke from Bravura Finishes, and we're here to talk about FirmoLux Italian lime plaster. The lime plaster that we carry here at the store is a wet plaster, and we are going to do some samples doing the Piatto, which is going to be a nice rich black color that we're going to have, or we're also going to do the concrete finish. Just to kind of give you a little update on the FirmoLux plaster. It's manufactured with premium grade magnesium slaked lime and marble. So it's basically like putting stone on your walls. It comes in a number of different sheens, which we can look at here, and we'll go over a little bit more in detail, but we're going to be using the Piatto product, which has a really nice matte finish. It also has a thick aggregate so that you can get a little bit more substance, so you can cover up some of the imperfections on your walls. Another characteristic of this is it's mold and mildew resistant. So if you have any allergies, it really prevents any of that. It can also be used in wet areas. One of the things about the plasters is that they absorb moisture and release them, so when you have them in your environment, it has a very natural feel. When it's hot, it releases moisture because it's absorbed the moisture out of the air, and when it's cold, it sucks the moisture out. So it's constantly acclimating to the environment.
And so while it does that, does it change color or does it change?
Occasionally it does. It does, like if you have it in a bathroom, it's lovely because once you take a shower and the steam sort of fills the air, it does darken, and then as it dries out, it lightens. But it also, on exteriors, it does that same sort of absorbing moisture, and then it'll actually, over time, it'll grow a natural patina. It's LEED certified. It's 0 points. So if you are working in a really green space, it's also meets all of those requirements. One of the things about the plasters you're going to get asked when you want to get it applied is, are you going to use it on an interior or exterior? And that's going to determine a little bit of how we tint it for you. If we're going to do an interior, we're going to use some of the natural universal tints. And if we're going to do an exterior, we're going to use the natural pigments so that the UV rays don't break it down or don't lose its color. It will always patina and it will always fade a bit, but the natural pigments really hold their color for 20, 30 years, which is about the longevity of what you're looking for a product on an exterior. So we are going to talk about the application process now, but when we do the application process, what we do is we have our favorite tools. And the basic one is when we start drilling it, we're drilling it with a large cage drill so that you can get all throughout the bucket. And we're moving the product back and forth from buckets with our big spatula, and we're cleaning the walls of our bucket with our spatula. And that is really important when you're done with the job, is to make sure that the walls are really clean so that none of the dry stuff flakes down, so the next time you use it, it doesn't have any bits and minerals that are hard that will create a scratch-like look. When we're doing it, we're going to load up hawks, and we're going to use our trowels. There's a couple of different trowels that I love. This one I like for my base coat because it's a nice big square flat finish. And then this one has a nice beveled edges, which is really great for the finishing coat and for burnishing. These hawks are really nice because they have a hole in the bottom. So on your scaffolding, you can have multiple hawks up with different colors on it, a lot for the decorative finishes. So for some of the strié finishes or the specialty finishes, you can use this linear trowel to create lines, or you can also use it to pounce it and create a pitting effect. I think for the final thing, and I always warn people, is when you're using your trowel, you're basically sharpening it on a stone. And so when you clean your product, I want you to use these things. When it protects your hands, it goes in the bucket, and you can get the whole surface clean, just to protect yourself from the sharp edges on the trowel. Because even this is really, it's a new trowel, but it's really starting to get quite sharp. Well, let's take a couple minutes and talk about the plaster finishes that are behind us, because those I'm sure are quite intriguing. And the thing I love about this product, mainly, well, one is it's wet plaster, and there's a difference between wet plaster and dry plaster. But what I love about it is it's really versatile. So we can layer it, we can put it through stencils, we can use different kinds of techniques or tools to create sort of a pock finish, and then the wax kind of puddles in it. We can also smooth it and make it rough on the same finish to create a concrete look, and we can add pocks in it, which give it a little bit more of an aged patina. This finish is, we did a cracking texture underneath it, and then we put 2 coats of Grisello on it, an untinted wax and a tinted wax. And what it does is it gives that really old kind of patina that will flow over the wall and just create much more depth with it. And Sean has done these other finishes.
Yes, and on this finish we use Piatto, and then for the backdrop of this stencil we thinned out Piatto in a grey and a certain yellow, and then after that we came back in with a cutting edge stencil and just hit and miss, so it gives that illusion of breakaway. And then on this one was FirmoLux Milano Silver, tinted to a certain blue and smoothed out, so it has a really nice textural smooth feel.
One of the things I love about the Milano is the metallic has sort of a feminine characteristic to it, but then when you tint it to a masculine color, it works in like master bedrooms so that it feels like it's a little feminine, but it also has a masculine color. So it's really versatile. And the other thing is on dining room ceilings, to have kind of common areas where they're not supposed to be, where they're kind of unisex, they add quite the illusion that's appealing to both.